Today is March the 1st. The year is 2024. Who would have thunk it? I remember being little and thinking about what's it going to be like to be alive in 1999. And then I changed it to what's it going to be like to be alive in 2020? It was a freaking train wreck. It rained on a lot of people's parades. Yeah, that was China virus. And then I'm thinking now, what's it going to be like in 2030? Boy, I tell you what, the way things are going, some people are predicting the United States to be a third world country.
If these numbers from a deep state-sourced website are correct, America will be a third-world nation by 2025 on December 26th. Susan Duclos gave us more proof that the globalists' depopulation agenda for Western civilization is very real, with men under constant, non-stop attack by the global agenda seeking to feminize men, declaring masculinity to be toxic, while the baby murder industry flourishes, and a new study shows 2018 to be one of the lowest birth rate records in...
I don't want to see that happen. I don't know about y'all, but I want less government and less taxes and less higher prices. Now, I don't know how we're going to get that, but there's some people think that it can happen. I believe it can happen. I believe the disclosure of this reality of this fake news world is fading. We're in consciousness moving up. There's people that never had thought about anything to do with meditating, grounding, otherwise laying out in the sun and realizing the sun is healthy for you and not harmful. So these people are looking up things like I did back in 2008, and I started my blog page in 2009. I'll put a link to my blog page right there so you can see it. Y'all need to go back in time on my blog page and use the archive button. And used to, it was heavily searched, but they changed the algorithm to exclude Buddy Huggins's work from the internet. So if you really want to see my whole full body of my work, go to what's it called? DuckDuckGo? I think it's called DuckDuckGo. Go there. I go search on the Brave browser or search on any other browser. I think it works a little bit on Bing, but I know it works good on DuckDuckGo. You can see my artwork from years and years ago where I was making covers for YouTube videos. Well, there for a while it was really working because Google didn't own blog page, and when Google didn't own blog page, I was getting thousands and thousands of people looking at my blog page and finding my videos that way. Well, all that went away when Google bought blog page, and they changed the algorithm, because I had figured a crack in it. I had found a way to make my work very plentiful on the internet. You see, you take a photograph and you take a video, you name them the same things, and then the top of the blog page, you name it the same thing as the photo that's going to be the thumbnail, and the blog page title the same thing, and the YouTube video the same thing. And it was working till it wouldn't. But when they wanted to shut me down, they changed the way they did it for, I guess, everybody. But we have to come together here in Ozark, Missouri, I'm looking for a group of people that want to actually deb into this onevoicenow.org. I don't know, I'm not a facilitator and a meeting person that holds meetings. I've never done that before, but I'm going to start talking to my buddies at the county, Lynn Morris. I'm going to get opinions from people. Like, I really admire Lynn Morris and what he's doing and the way he does it, but I'm going to just get, and the people here at the OC, I'm going to see what it would take to have a meeting here. And if anybody wants to call me or join in on me, my name is Buddy Huggins at symbol gmail.com. Yeah, email me, Gmail me. What did they call it? You can't text me because I ain't got no dang phone, and I'm not going to give out a communicating device thing that I got on the internet that I'm able to receive text on it. But yeah, I've been using it for a long time. I was the first Buddy Huggins. I was the first one that did the Google Voice phone. They've changed it now, and now they want everybody to move over to meeting. Have a meeting when you're talking. It's kind of like Zoom. I had to do it the other day to talk to someone from another country, and it worked really well. But yeah, there's got to be a way for me to educate you people on onevoicenow.org, and I need 2 or 3 people. I need some people that are go-getters that know how to. I can't even start an event on Facebook. I'm shadow banned from doing events, so I couldn't do it on mine. But if somebody would help me, we could get together and we could see how big of a meeting we can get. And we'll come up with a place. And like I said, I'm not an organizer. I'm not one of them kind of people that have done this in the past. I've been to meetings here in Springfield, Ozark, with other people that were doing it, and yeah. So I know if it can be done, somebody's going to jump on board and want to help me. We can talk about it, watch videos about it, maybe even have a conference call with David Frank, and maybe even have him on a big screen where we can see him and talk to him, and he'll get us fired up about it. There's another guy I'd love to have meetings with and have y'all all meet on a conference call or something. We can figure out how to do it. It's Jerry Dave, and he's an older man, but he makes really good documentary type videos and been doing it for years. So if you see the cover picture on I think it's on my Facebook, that's him on my cover picture. You click that picture and you'll see a lot of links over to the right side, and you can check him out, check his information out, and watch his videos. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'll put a link to his stuff right here, so you'll know who I'm talking about with his picture and everything. Y'all check that out. Now let me say this real quick about Riverside Bridge. Supposedly they were supposed to have already started construction. Has anybody seen them advertise that the Riverside Bridge is going to be practically shut down to just one-way traffic? And I haven't heard or seen anything, but of course I don't watch TV, the local channels, or even I don't watch no TV, national nothing, local nothing. So it said in a paper that they sent me, because I'm complaining about it. They had a lawyer send me some papers to tell me about it, and then this one that I'm gonna, do it again, buddy. I'm gonna put a link to maybe the picture of the dang thing he's showing me, but it says they're supposed to be through by March the 9th. I got news for them. I'm a psychic. Let me look ahead in my forecast. Oh, there's a hell of a lot of rain coming, and they ain't even started. Somebody said at the Special Road District, well, maybe they'll start Monday. And they got till the 9th in this so-called $45,000 contract that's been paid by the taxpayers. We shouldn't have had to pay a damn dime for that bridge on top of what we've already paid, because it should have been in warranty. I made a phone call to Thoth Engineering and talked to one of the main guys and told him that there's some problems. Please look into them. It is sinking, and this patch fix ain't gonna work. It would have looked good. It would stop the speed bump effect, but that's not what has to happen. We need a third-party engineer, maybe somebody from the state highway department could come out and shoot the damn thing, and just don't even tell them what's up with it. Just shoot it. And don't just shoot the damn bridge concrete and the asphalt. Shoot the handrail. The rail, the black rail that is showing, you know, that it's on the walkway. You can't, if they didn't have the black rail there, you'd fall into the creek, the river. They call it a river. Okay, the point is, on the ends of where the black stops on the north, you can see it making a dip down. The concrete embankment that stops the traffic from being able to go up on the walk path and the bike path, it does the same thing on the north end. It drops down and does it on the south end for it. You can kind of visualize it, but if I had a way to, with a level and an elevation, I could shoot it and monitor it, but I don't have no survey equipment anymore. I used to have stuff, but I don't have it now. All right, long story short, get ready for a lot of road delays going across the bridge, because if they have one lane open, that means they got to have a flagger at both ends, and they got to work together to get the one lane traffic going from south to north, north to south. That's going to be a cluster, but that's the only way to do it. I mean, if they really get on it, they might be through by the 9th. But if they, how do you say it, polyfrock? If they polyfrock, yeah, Emily Limley used to say polyfrock. Them people be polyfrocking at church. And yeah, if they get out there and go to polyfrocking and let this rain come on them, it's going to mess them up something fearful. And yeah, we'll see. That's going to be something. Yeah, I even heard that they want pedestrians not to even walk across the bridge. No bicycles, no pedestrians. They don't want nobody watching what they're doing, nobody videotaping them. Well, I'm sorry. I got a zoom camera. I can zoom from here all the way to that tower out there that's behind Walgreens and zoom up on it where you can see the words. Hell, they can't stop me. I can be on the right of way of the road at both ends. I can. They can't stop me from doing it. And Sheriff, if you get a phone call, you just tell your people that Buddy ain't doing nothing wrong. It's his First Amendment right. He can film anything that his eyes can see from public. And the right of way is public. And the road is public. If they don't want me on top of the bridge, right there on the, I'll work with it, you know. I got a zoom camera. That ain't gonna stop me. All right. That's probably just some talk. But same thing goes for the chief of police. If they call the police on me, chief, you tell them that's Buddy Huggins, and he videotapes all historical construction for historical purposes. I'm a videographer and a photographer for historical purposes, and I got a link for all the videos that I did when they were actually making Riverside Bridge. Dang, I put the link right here where y'all can see it. All these links are going to be in the description, so you'll see everything. But yeah, go back in time and watch how they constructed Riverside Bridge. You'll be interested. Jackson Street, I have a playlist for that. For the walkways, I have kind of a playlist for that. Ozark Mills, me and Johnny used to be like that. Now we're like that. I got a lot of videos about the Ozark Mill construction project, especially some where it shows the rock dike blowing out. Twice, not once, but I predicted it. I went, that riffraff ain't near about big enough. And there's a rain coming in about 5 days. It's gonna wash it out. Sure enough, it washed it out. They got a few cupboards that I can see. Well, this has just got to be temporary, because ain't no way a good old rain gonna come, and it will eventually rain, and it would wash that away. Let me zoom in on it and see what you can see out of it. Boy, them cupboards are really small. I hear something chirping, but I don't know what it is. And they built another one, and this time they put corrugated pipes in the bed of the river, 6 of them, and they were no bigger than, oh my God, they didn't look 16 to 18 inches, and they were long. They were really long. They was like down near, probably, you can see in the video, I think, it was about 20 feet long, and 6 of them, and they were fairly close together, you know, a little space between them. You can see it in the video. And I said, I believe that's going to blow out. And I talked to people. I said, I believe that ain't going to work there, fellas. And they told me to mind my own business. And I told them, I said, oh, by the way, there's a really big rainstorm coming here in the next 5 days. And it did. It blowed it out again. Blowed it out twice. And the point is, they never even needed a bed down there in the river, period. All they had done was hire a big crane company. And they have them here. And they have huge cranes. They used a little bitty old damn crane that had to get into the river with it. It had to set on a bed of rocks to get that bridge, that walking bridge, that was Riverside Bridge, had to get that set in place. They were real proud of themselves, the way they did it. Well, caused a lot of confusion. Something that could have been done really easy turned out to be a train wreck. Same things might happen to these people on this Riverside Bridge, thinking that it ain't settling. And I've been in construction for 35 years, and if I tell you I can see with my naked eye without shooting it that we got a problem. I was a quality control field engineer / surveyor. And I was gifted at spotting problems. They would send me all over the job. I'd work for like 3 carpenter superintendents, and I would check all their work based off of the drawings and based off of the specs. And I'd tell them all the time, I said, you're putting that box in the wrong place, fella. They say, well, you need to go mind your own business. And then the next thing you know, the superintendent come out there and looked at it and said, buddy, show me where it's wrong. And I put out a tape measure, and I said, now you measure from here, it's right. But they didn't measure the string line from there. It's a foot off. And he said, damn, buddy, how'd you do that? I said, I got a eidetic memory. I can see the drawings of a completion in my mind. I can look down a string line and tell something's wrong. It ain't that damn complicated. I made a career out of saving people millions and millions of dollars in construction errors. There ain't a job that you go to that ain't gonna have a construction error that's gonna cost them huge sums of money. Because once it's poured, it's too late. My little gift for these people that I work with, Brown and Roof, BE&K, Bechtel, and Army Corps engineers, was that I could see the future. I could see before they ever got the form braced, it was wrong. That was a gift. I could read blueprints. But get this, I had to get somebody to read the notes for me. And that's when on some jobs, they'd send me somewhere nobody knew me, and I bring in somebody to help me read the notes off of the blueprints, and they would actually get together and be jealous of who I was and what I did and the way I did it. And they would use that to get me fired. But it happened several times. But people are like that. They don't know how to take me. I'm not here to make waves with anything or anybody. I'm here for full disclosure in this reality. It is a simulation. It's not what we think it is. The news that they're giving us, it's fake. It doesn't have any bearing on what's really happening. They can fake anything now, and they've been able to fake it with their AI system that the government had. The government's been involved with AI systems for a very long time. That's why I went back in time and embedded the feminine nature into the EMINAC with the 6 computer women that were human computers that they hired to program that thing, because the men built it and were good at hardware, but they couldn't program it. But now we seeing that birth into this AI that they have at OpenAI. And that is the AI that the population is interacting with. Now the one at DARPA and the one at the other agencies that I can't name their names because they're nameless. In other words, I would get in a lot of trouble if I told you everything I knew about it. But I can tell you this, they're dealing with that AIX at a level of we can't even comprehend it. They've been controlling everything through AI systems for probably 1,000 years. And that's counting how many different times they've reset it, this system, rebooted it, and all kinds of crap like that. Just keep watching my videos. I love you. I want to help everybody understand the truth about what's going to happen when the outer world goes into chaos. And we'll get together and we're going to have meetings. So if the internet goes down or we get an EMP pulse, just come to the Ozark Community Center every Saturday between 10 and 1. We'll talk about it, and we'll have people here that have ham radio operators types that are ex-military that already have agreed to, show up for those kind of meetings. I don't know if they're going to show up for any other meetings because they don't want nobody to know who they are right now. So I'm giving comms out now. I got to be careful. But yeah, I love life. I love Ozark, Missouri. I love watching people wake up to the reality of this world. We've been lied to about everything. All right, I'm going to close it on that because the sun is popping out. You see the sun on my face? I'm fixing to lay me out in the sun. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for watching my channel. Appreciate it. Keep coming back.